AI, it's something that we have talked about off and on the show. It's here, whether you like it or not. And do people like it or not, especially in terms of customer service? Well, let's find out this morning. Joining us on the other end of our line, Matt Rosen. He is the CEO and founder of Aleda, and he's on the other end of our line. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. What is Aleda?
Yeah, Aleda is a technology consulting firm, and we're helping our clients really survey their business opportunities, landscape to figure out where AI can plug in. So we generally write software and do things with data, and sorry about that.
No.
And so what we generally do is, help organizations figure out where to leverage AI across their business processes to make them more efficient.
And there was a survey released here recently conducted by the market research firm. Is it Dynata? I'm not sure how you pronounce that. But regardless, the survey asked 1,000 American adults how they feel about AI-driven customer service. Just over half of them, 54%, said they thought that AI is net helpful in customer service contexts, while the remaining 46% think it's net harmful. What's your take on those numbers there, Matt?
That's probably pretty accurate. It seems like half of folks are scared of AI, half of folks are embracing it as we see it. We're seeing it more on the consumer side. Many of our enterprise clients have not yet totally embraced AI, but when you think about AI for customer service, this is an area where AI has been advancing the quickest. If you think about, AI can improve customer service. It's available 24/7. It can sometimes respond faster. It can personalize things, and it's very scalable. AI can work while you sleep. But the downside is, it's got a lack of empathy. It is limited some of the problems you can solve, and sometimes people get frustrated with it. But, I can tell you some of them are great. Amazon, you need to return something or something didn't show up there. AI bot's phenomenal. But I had to call one of the major telecom carriers to change my daughter's iPhone watch, and they were only available between 9 and 5, which is when I work. But I'd love to at least started the process with an AI. So I think it kind of depends on what type of problem you're trying to solve. And so I think even with these AI tools, it's best to have a human in the loop, or at least keep an eye on things, but so that people don't get overly frustrated. If AI can't solve the problem for them, there's a way to get to a human. And also, agents are armed with strong AIs that can help solve problems better than them having to transfer from place to place. The AI can really be a coworker for them, helping them solve maybe a customer's difficult problem.
Yeah, you mentioned people being afraid of AI. Why is that? What do you hear from folks that makes them? I don't know if afraid. Maybe that's too strong a word, but they're definitely concerned about it. Why is that, do you think?
It's like any new technology. They're scared it's going to take jobs away. They're unsure what it could do. I mean, there are some bad uses of AI. I mean, you can create, videos and audio, someone's voice and likeness and sound. People can use it to, maybe cheat on a paper. And I think people are just worried that this technology can do some very human-like things, and it's getting better. So, yeah, afraid is probably the wrong word, but maybe cautious.
Yeah.
I know that most people probably haven't, that half the country hasn't logged in and just started playing with ChatGPT, and I found that the easiest way to get started with it was just to go into Gemini, to go into Chat, these tools are free, and start asking it questions about what you do, about events that are going on. I found it's really good at, automating some general tasks. It's great at creating insights if you feed a lot of data. If you need to write something or come up with a list of questions, it's really effective at giving you a good starting point, but then you as a human have to take that and take action with it.
Yeah, also in the survey here, some other notes here. And again, we're talking with Matt Rosen, CEO and founder of Aleda, technology consulting firm, helping automate companies through AI. And also the survey here, 77% said that when engaging with customer service, they'd rather interact with a human using AI in the background than a fully automated bot. 22% said they were uncomfortable with the customer service agent using AI behind the scenes of a call in any way. What about those numbers there? Any surprise at all?
No, that's actually what I was speaking to earlier, the fact that if you arm a decent customer service agent or even a newer agent with a tool that they can ask questions to or that can help analyze how the customer's feeling, I think they can be that much more effective. Imagine AI gives some massive productivity gains. Even internally, we have 350 people globally that deliver for our clients, and we review them twice a year, and we use AI to help create frameworks for reviews. It saves us 75% of the time. So if you can imagine you're on the phone with an agent that's maybe a little newer, and they can shorten your call time by 40-50%, and that's less time you have to sit on the phone. I think it's really effective. And so for the 22% that are concerned about someone using AI, to me that seems maybe a little uneducated because, hopefully if the AI is deployed correctly, that agent's going to be able to solve your problem the first time, not have to transfer you and get a lot more effective and hoping you get resolution to whatever you're calling in for.
Yeah, and when you have something new like AI or anything else in particular, there are always some tweaks maybe that need to be made, ways to improve. Anything that you see, anything on the AI front that maybe could be better for customers. Maybe there are some flaws. Maybe there are some flaws somewhere in this type of system. Any way to improve AI? If you see where I'm going with that.
I do. I mean, at the end of it, it's like if you're working for an organization and you're using AI, data is your differentiator. Like the information you feed the engine, it's only going to be as good as what you put in. So if you're missing or flawed data or incorrect things, let's just say you're uploading a bunch of manuals on how to fix a coffee maker, and you don't upload all the manual types, and someone calls in trying to fix something, and it's not in there, you're not going to get the right answer. So it all comes down to the data you feed the models with. And the models, at least today, won't do reasoning for you. You can ask it questions, you can guide the AI, but ultimately, as a user of AI, you've got to be able to understand how to use prompts, how to ask it questions. And it's not super difficult. It just takes some familiarity to understand what it's capable of. And so a lot of it comes down to employers providing training to their employees around types of AI they're going to use, the type of literacy they need to have to be effective with it. And then as an end user, just having some basic familiarity, being curious, maybe taking an online class everywhere, and having some familiarity when you're asked to do something, have some basic proficiency, be able to leverage the technology. Because as you said earlier in the interview, this is not going away. There's a revolution. Right. We're 18 months in. It's probably going to take 5 to 10 years to see it adopted everywhere, but I mean, you had 100 million users within the first, 90 days of the launch of ChatGPT. So this one's here to stay. So it's best to just embrace it and figure out how to leverage it for the best.
And how about the amount of control that these robots, when it comes to AI, these companies, are they turning over too much control to robots? Like, is there like a line that needs to be set onto the amount of things that robots can do as opposed to humans? If you understand what I mean by that, is there too much, or are we on the right path?
I think we're generally on the right path. There, are some breakthroughs that OpenAI is about to launch, where AI is going to apparently provide some level of reasoning, where it can take the data and do the next step and the next step, and then become somewhat autonomous. And I think some people have concerns, like if it starts to think more like us and can then take steps with what it produces, what does that mean? I don't think we know yet. I don't think that's reason for grave concern. I don't think it's Skynet and Terminator and End of Days. But there are different regions of our world. The European Union has passed some regulation around AI. California is about to pass a bill that does provide some sort of regulation around if AI is used for misuse or if they don't make their training data available that are going to need to be put in place. I think a lot of it comes down to understanding how the AI models are trained and what information was provided to them, almost like a recipe, or when you buy something in the store, you can look in the box and see how it was made. Right now, these AIs are a little bit of black boxes, and I think there needs to be transparency given so people know which tools to use and why, because to date, it's not been very clear what information, like OpenAI trained with, or Gemini trained with Anthropic's Claude Digits release, how they trained it, which I think is a step in the right direction, really helping people understand how these models are being created, how they're being used, and how they should be used in the future.
And Matt, before we let you go here, how long do you think it'll take for people who are not on board with AI just yet? At what point will they be okay with it? And what would it take for them to kind of get used to how things are, to how things are being done through this particular method?
To generation for 20, 25 years. I think this is going to really proliferate over the next 5 to 10 years. So I think if you're not seeing it already, it's coming soon. It's already around us with lower end AIs like Alexa and Siri, and it's in this Tesla self-driving cars. You deal with it all the time at Amazon, and banks have been using it. So it's just going to continue to kind of, I don't want to use the words closing around us, but it's going to be there whether we recognize it or not. And so I think it's a matter of, call it 5 to 10 years. And what our organization does is we help companies that are trying to figure out where to get started with it by, again, surveying the landscape of their business and also helping them experiment with it and create proof of concepts. And then we have some clients that are already starting to rate AI services and use it to create great efficiencies. And so having a set of experts to help you along the way is always useful versus trying to go it alone. But if you're an individual out there listening and trying to figure out more, just go to OpenAI, go to Gemini. There's guides out there. There's free classes out there. Of course, I'm up to speed on this.
Matt Rosen, CEO and founder of Aleda technology consulting firm, helping automate companies through AI. Matt, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, and you as well.